So allow me to read this, and then I will take one or two questions where it's not clear or where it's not covered in the speech. So it gives me great pleasure today to join you as we launch the newly constructed classrooms in preparation for the transition to grade 9 next year. I applaud the effort of the government officials and the various stakeholders in the timely completion of these classrooms. Because of the need assessment done, the country needed 16,000 classrooms in junior school next year. We have consequently embarked on construction of these 16,000 classrooms to be completed by December 2024. To this end, the ministry has already disbursed 11 billion shillings for the construction of 11,000 classrooms. In addition, the National Treasury on Friday, 27th of September 2024, released 7.8 billion to the National Government Constituency Development Fund for the construction of the grade 9 classrooms. This includes 3.4 billion from the ministry as a conditional grant, 3.4 billion National Government Constituency Development Fund Matching Fund, and 1 billion National Government Constituency Development Fund for Nairobi County. This funding is intended to ensure the necessary infrastructure is in place to enable smooth transition to grade 9 next year. I have visited various schools today in Machakos and MAKUENI counties to monitor the progress of the construction of these classrooms. We have allocated a total of 320 classrooms in Machakos County and 221 classrooms in MAKUENI County during phase 1 and 2 of the constructions. I can confirm that significant progress has been made towards the completion of these classrooms. Further, I direct that schools utilize the vote head under repair and improvement in the capitation for third term 2024 for the purchase of desks and chairs for grade 9. Heads of institutions are asked to prudently utilize the funds and seek necessary approvals from responsible officers in the ministry. All education officers in the field should take note of this and act accordingly. The ministry is working on the following guidelines as well. We are working on the career guidelines for junior schools, guidelines for transition to career pathways in senior schools, and framework for sharing of resources. Once these guidelines are developed, it will enhance the learners' awareness in career world and selection of the appropriate career pathways in senior schools. We will work with all the relevant stakeholders and partners to ensure success in completion of these crucial documents. On the same note, we shall review the guidelines for the implementation of junior school education to address all the gaps identified so far for improved performance, especially the aspects of management and accountability of resources. In terms of teachers, the Teacher Service Commission, through a multi-agency approach, has trained 60,642 junior school teachers to handle grade 7 and 8 and 9. The teachers will undergo a further retooling in November and December to prepare them for grade 9. During the same period, then 19,960 junior school head teachers will be retooled as well. The Commission, in collaboration with the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa, CEMASTEA, has provided a specialized tailor-made retooling program for 7,700 teachers teaching integrated science and mathematics. The government has also begun the transition of the 46,000 intern teachers to permanent and pensionable terms. The Commission will subject to the Commission is in the process of doing this through the advert that they made and to meet the requirements of the Constitution. The candidates will be confirmed in their positions effective January 2025 as per the approved budgetary allocation timelines. The recruitment of additional 20,000 intern teachers will also begin shortly to be completed before January 2025. On the grade 9 textbooks, KICD is shortly commencing the distribution to ensure that schools receive their books by the end of the year. The government is very keen on automating its business and service delivery processes. Enrollment of learners in the NEMIS is a must and should be implemented by all schools. Thank you. Can I take a few questions? Of the unrest in schools. This is a trend that has been ongoing for very, very many years. Every time the students are about to do exams, either in third year, in third term or in second term when they were doing mocks, they would sometimes become agitated and involve themselves in these activities. Some of the reasons that have been assessed include what I've just said, which is exam anxiety, but also there are issues relating to how the teachers or our administration handle their issues, and we've encouraged management to have discussions and conversations with the students when they have issues or when they have challenges. Some of the reasons also may be related to indiscipline, drug abuse or alcohol use, just generally indiscipline, which we are encouraging the teachers and the community to be involved in ensuring that the students are talked to be disciplined, because as a government we do not have a provision where if a school is burned down, to answer your question, then the government comes in and rebuilds it. That burden will always end up to be the parents because of the issue of indiscipline. That's why hearing is done sometimes, and sometimes it might not be all the parents that are required to pay, could be the ones that are involved. But there is nothing that really, as a ministry, we can dictate and say, now the parents should not pay because those dormitories or those classrooms are required. So the thing that has to be done is we have to have a whole team approach. Find out as a community what is the issues that the children have or the students have, and try and address them as comfortably as possible. Listen to the students, and of course sometimes there is agitation, sometimes there is interference from outside. It could be just a normal assault that is a crime, yeah, that kind of thing. So it's not something that we can wipe out. It's a progressive issue, and I have some data. I don't have it here, but as at I think September this year, we had about 239 cases of unrest. This third term, there were 35. The rest have been in January all the way to September, and the figures range almost the same. And then it is not the whole country. So we are now doing a study to find out what really happened in certain areas. Some schools have been banned 2 or 3 times, and so the people need to get there and find out what really is the problem. And as I said, and as I've been speaking the whole day today, this is a whole government approach. It has to be a whole community approach, so that we find out, is it in discipline, how do we deal with it. Any other?
There is a common thing. No.
Yes. 6,000 intern teachers are being transferred or transported to permanent and pensionable by January. The other employment of the 20,000 teachers that is supposed to be done between now and December will deal with the issue when it arises, and then we'll deal with it. We've had discussions sometimes with that over the last strike, and we resolved. So we are in that position where we are able to resolve whatever issue that they might have. I'm not saying, I mean, it has not been raised to me. It is too anticipatory. Your question is too anticipatory. I think you need to leave it for now.
The last one,
Yeah.
Maybe back to his question. We don't think it's well answered, because there's an issue of exorbitant. A class or a dorm is banned, and you ask the parents money, it's like you're building the whole school. Is there anything that the ministry is doing to ensure that also these teachers don't take advantage of these strikes that are going?
That question is a relevant question. My county teams will be able to check to see whether it is commensurate with what was banned and vis-a-vis the numbers. So it is something that I can't, from where I sit, say they are exorbitant or not. It is something that is subject to evaluation. You know, a dorm will ban, it will be valued, and that value will dictate what the parents are supposed to pay.
Sure.
Yeah. It's